Welcome back to HF Conversations. Thank you so much for watching all of these on our YouTube channel. Maybe you listen to them on podcasts, on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, wherever you listen to podcasts at, or on our HF app. And then, of course, to everybody who watches on YouTube, thanks for checking this out, for watching every week. We hope that these conversations are helpful, that they're encouraging for you. And today we want to tackle a difficult topic, but it's something that we need to speak about as the church and as believers. And so we want to offer some hope in that. But before that, I want to introduce my two guests today. This is Andrew Davis, Kauhlil King, two of our creative team residents. And so I'm going to let them say hi kind of first, and then we'll jump in to our topics. Andrew, why don't you just introduce yourself?
Absolutely. What's up, everyone listening, watching? I'm Andrew Davis. I go to Emory and Henry College, working with James and the creative team here at Highlands.
Yeah, it's good. And who are you?
Oh, yeah. Hey, guys, I'm Kauhlil King, also an intern. Also go to Emory and Henry College from Mobile, Alabama. I'm super excited to be on this creative team internship and to talk about an important and a very serious issue today.
Yeah. So today we want to talk about really the issue of suicide. In the last week and a half, we've lost two pretty famous people with Kate Spade and Anthony Bourdain, who were very young in life and tragically sort of committed suicide. And you know, it's something that the church sometimes runs away from, or maybe just has a really visceral reaction for. But the reality is, man, it's something that a lot of us have some experience with, but maybe there's fear about talking about it. There's fear about exploring it. It's just a really difficult thing, right. You know? Mm-hmm. So I wanted these guys to come and be able to speak into that some and just offer their thoughts as well, and how we can encourage one another and not feel so isolated. So just either one of you kind of jump in and just share just some initial thoughts maybe, and just kind of
Yeah, definitely. I have personally had people that were very close to me suffer with thoughts of suicide, and just talking about it, and from talking with them and hearing their situation and their side of things. At least with this particular situation, it was an issue of self-value and self-worth, and just not feeling like life is worth going on with, and a lot of that was from their value and their self. And it was that stuff's really hard, because you as a person that's being a vent, or a person they feel comfortable even talking to, a person may feel you're in a situation where, how do I go about helping them? Do I call someone? Do I reach out to a third party? That's one issue that comes up for sure.
There's those feelings of being alone, right? Mm-hmm. That I'm alone in this, that no one else feels this way, and I'm not valuable. I don't have any worth. And I think if we're honest, like, we all experience that on some level, right? And if you've never experienced that, that's amazing. But there's probably going to be a time in your life where you experience those feelings of just like, I just don't know if I'm good enough, if I'm worthy of anything. But the reality is that all of us have value and worth, right? Like, we are all created in the image of God. He loves us. He desires to know us and have relationship with us. But it's so easy to lose track of that, So, Andrew, why don't you just maybe share a few minutes on
absolutely
some thoughts on that too?
Initially, you think about the celebrities, and you think about like Michael Jackson and the two in the recent past, and you just think about, wow, like, you have all this money, you have the fame, you have everything you could ever want. A lot of what people yearn and live for, they want to achieve these things as they get older, and then they commit suicide and they end their life, and you're just like, wow, you had the whole world. At least it seemed like you had it all together.
Sure.
But they didn't. And it just brings, that mindset and that verse of, what does it profit a man if he gains the whole world yet loses his soul? In that sense of, you can gain the whole world. You can gain all the material possessions in the world, and when you don't have Jesus, and when you don't have the Lord in your life, having that relationship with Him, then everything is a loss. It's not beneficial in your walk and in your life. Everything's going to be passing away. The Bible says that this life is but a vapor. So if we're not seeing where our true worth is, where our true value is in God, and what in Jesus, and putting our identity into that, it's super hard to find something that is solid, something that can be your rock. And honestly, from a biblical Christian point of view, nothing can do that in this world except Jesus.
Yeah, that's so true, and I think that's maybe part of the shocking thing with some of these losses are typically, we have this stereotype, right, of suicide as someone who is sad, who is sort of disconnected from the world, but we see two people who are very prominent, right, who are doing well by many accounts, but then on the inside are not doing so well. And I think it's easy to look at someone and say, oh, well, they're happy, right? They're putting on this happy face or whatever. And it's like, oh, man, they're good. They're so fun. Right. But the reality is sometimes we mask our fear and our, sort of needs that we're repressing with overly happy attitude, right? Or, oh, yeah, I'm so good. I'm so good. Man. But on the inside, like maybe not. So, I think it's not just, hey, you should check on someone maybe that you haven't reached out to in a while, but maybe the person that might be the life of the party too, Yeah. Like those thoughts of inadequacy are not, they can come for everybody. And so, if you're listening to this today and you feel like, man, I am struggling and I feel like I am alone, we just want you to know that you're not alone. There are people that can help. There are national helplines for suicide. You can reach out to us at Highlands Fellowship or our local church. There are people who would love to engage with you, because the reality is that you are not alone. There are tons of people who experience this, and there are tons of people who are able to move beyond this. But man, it's hard. It's a hard topic, and I think part of having this conversation is just being able to be honest that, like, it's difficult. Yes. That we don't have all the answers, that we don't just know all the things about it. It's hard.
It is.
Yeah. So. Speaking of not knowing all the answers, I don't want to reveal any, persons.
Sure.
But a guy who I had seen in the past year so often, so much joy and so much happiness, tells me, that he's been struggling with, just not having really any feelings. And I've been telling him, like, dude, you've been the happiest guy I've been seeing, this year. And just saying how he's become, good at faking and putting on the front, and just like, and then when you get to the meat of it, like things we don't know. Because we're not experiencing it ourselves, or maybe people aren't talking to people about it. And another thing I was thinking about was how, I don't want to say desensitized, but it's so easy for us when something's not going our way, or like sarcasm, something may be down, and we'll, gun emoji, or kill myself, kind of jokingly put that edge on it, but people are actually doing it. It's a crazy thing.
Yeah, so. I think we've lost some of the weight of that because it's become sort of a funny thing, and it's not, but like it's a way for us to sort of like cope with that, but at the same time it desensitizes. You're exactly right. Let's kind of move toward what are some ways that we can encourage each other, right? Like how can we do a better job of helping people in these situations?
Absolutely. When I think about it, I think about even the people who seem to have it all together, to pursue relationship with them, pursue relationship with those who may be isolated and who are reaching out, putting their information out on social media, and it's very obvious there's something not right. Reaching out to them personally. I remember in high school, I had a buddy of mine literally go on Facebook and he said, "I'm done. I'm killing myself tonight." And the gravity, I remember my heart just sunk. So I said, I don't know what I can do. I'm a freshman in high school. All right, I go to my mom. She sends it into the counselor at the school. We type up a message to him to encourage him, to edify him, share the Lord with him. And he came back, and 4 years later I saw him, and he thanked my mom, and who was working in a store and at the time, for what that was. And it's just a little piece of what one little message of it, you may not even know somebody, but just reaching out in that way, when you notice signs, pursuing that relationship with people goes a long way. Eating lunch with that kid who sits by himself in the caf, like stuff like that. It's just things that we can passing somebody by, when we're walking through the hallways of wherever we're at. I don't know, just those little things that can mean the world to people, and being sensitive to the Spirit's leading in that.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got anything to maybe add to that?
Yeah, I just got a question. If have you guys ever had to report anyone?
Oh yeah. So no, I've never had to do that, but if you, I do know that if you see someone who's exhibiting some of those behaviors, right, you're concerned about them, man, tell a school official, a counselor, someone who works at a church, a pastor. Like it's good for you to share that with someone. And man, Andrew, I think what you're saying really comes down to living with some awareness of other people, right? We're so, I'm guilty of this too, right? You grab your phone, you're like walking down the hallway, completely, enamored with what you're doing on your phone and in your world, and I have my headphones in, and I don't see people around me,
right?
And so, maybe we just need to look up for just a second and see people for who they are, and just notice them, right? It's amazing what one gesture of kindness, right? What one smile, or commenting on someone's status, or just being aware of what's around us. I think that's amazing what we could do in those small acts. It's not just these heroic things of being like Batman or something, and go and say yeah, exactly, like simple things. And so maybe the takeaway from this is, man, if you are going through this, know that you're not alone. If you need help, please reach out. There are people who would love to help you. And then I think for us if you're not struggling with thoughts of depression and suicide and feeling so low, use that opportunity of you not feeling that way to encourage other people, because everybody needs encouragement.
Right. Amen.
Yeah.
It's not a bad thing for us to be on the net positive of encouragement.
Yeah,
oh, don't be that encouraging, right? No, that encouragement is a huge thing. Yeah. So, man, I think we could just do better at encouraging each other and knowing, man, we're all sort of fighting our own battles. Everybody has struggles, and everyone goes through seasons of life. And I just think if we could be here for each other more, that'd be a win.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, man, thank you guys for watching this and for engaging with these videos. Hope this was helpful today. I know this is just a short conversation about a huge topic, and we'll talk more about this in the coming weeks, but just wanted to put something out there that's encouraging in the midst of this. There's so much negativity. There's so much just kind of vitriol stuff on the internet about this, and so that's not what we want to be about. We want to be about love. We want to be about truth. We want to be about the power of the gospel to transform our lives, and part of that is just knowing that you're not alone, that God never leaves us, He never forsakes us, and that we can be an encouragement to each other. So, man, thank you all for watching. Andrew, Kauhlil, thanks for being on. You'll see more of them this summer. We are so excited about our interns here at Highlands Fellowship, and if you want to learn more about internship stuff, you can visit our website, hf.church. You can read all about that program. It's a great opportunity for you if you are someone who's a college student who would like to spend a summer here with us at Highlands. So, man, thank you guys for watching this episode of HF Conversations, and we'll see you next week.